Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to take you through the Gucci Guilty range. There's quite a lot of fragrances in this range and 6 of them to be precise, and 5 of them have the exact same bottle, just slightly different. And I think it's maybe a little bit overwhelming and it definitely needs explanation because it could get quite confusing. So let's start with the original and then we'll just go through all the different versions. So the original Gucci Guilty was released in 2010 and comes in an eau de parfum and an eau de toilette version, stronger and weaker versions. For me, when I saw the bottle with it being gold, I thought perhaps this was going to be quite similar to Lady Million, sort of came out around the same time. I think they're both made by the same company. Can't remember who it is, might be Unilever or P&G. P&G, I think. So I thought it was going to be quite similar. What's surprising about the Gucci Guilty range is the choice of notes they put in it. So they describe it as an oriental floral. I would say that it was very much more just like a floral. When you first spray it, you get some of the lighter notes that are in here. So there's quite a lot of peach that you get at first. Also a bit of mandarin, lime, blackcurrant. So you get some like fruity notes at first, but that very quickly dies down. And what you are left with is a slightly musky, only slightly, but predominantly floral smell, which is mainly lilacs. I don't know how familiar you are with the lilac smell. It tends to be sort of in England the kind of thing that people have in their garden, and it just really reminds me of like, yeah, kind of like being right next to a bush in the garden in the summer, if that makes sense. Lilac's quite unusual. I mean, it's in a fair amount of perfumes as like a complementary middle note, but it's rare for it to be like the dominant main note of the perfume, just because I feel like lilac perhaps isn't that much of a modern smell. You know, lilac perfumes were perhaps bigger sort of 50 years ago. So it is an interesting choice from Gucci, and I feel like it's quite different to what you expect from the gold bottle, because that's like very modern and blingy, and then lilac is, for me, the fragrance would fit better if it was in the Gucci Flora bottle than in the gold bottle, but anyway, that doesn't really matter. So if you like lilac, this is definitely a good one for you. You've also got some patchouli in here and some pink pepper as well. What is quite good about Gucci Guilty is that it does last quite well, so you can spray it all over, you know, yourself, your clothes, and you will be able to smell it. Perhaps on the clothes the next day you will smell of lilacs, because all those lighter notes will have disappeared. So after Gucci Guilty was released in 2010, Gucci Guilty Intense was released in 2011. Effectively, this keeps many of the same notes as the original Gucci, but they've just made them more intense and reduced them a little bit. So the lilac is very much still the dominant note, the pink pepper's still in there, and there's amber still in there, which was in the original, and patchouli as well. So the lime is gone, and there was a bit of geranium in there as well. I think effectively this dust doesn't have that initial light feeling when you spray it. It sort of skips that part and goes straight into the heavier side of things. So effectively it's just a stronger version of the original. So another version of this which looks very similar is the Gucci Guilty Oud. I can never say that word properly, E-A-U, as in the French like eau fraîche, but just O, Gucci Guilty O. This is a bit of an odd one. They've taken out a lot of the notes from the original, including the lilac, which was the dominant fragrance, so it doesn't smell that much like the original. And what they've done is they've replaced it with lily, and they've really ramped up the musk as well. So this is kind of like a lily, musky, smell. They've put some sort of watery aquatic notes in there with some lychee, which is quite an aquatic type smell, and also kept the pink pepper in, so it's kind of like a watery musk. It's, yeah, if you like musk, it's good. I think as it settles down, it could smell maybe a little bit like baby powder because of all the musk. And I think it's just not something that appeals to a lot of people, so I don't think this performed particularly well when they brought it out, and it was a bit sort of surprising. But it is certainly pleasant, perhaps a little bit generic, but quite neutral, quite nice if you want something a bit just easygoing. So in 2013 they released Gucci Guilty Black Perfume. This is quite a twist on the original, and they've really ramped up all the fruity notes. So the peach has been ramped up, but what they've done is they've added raspberry, they've added red berry, and the pink pepper really complements all that. So this is like a really sort of sweet fruity fragrance. Maybe a bit similar to like the Black Excess fruity ones. And I think it's one of those ones that perhaps will be really good perhaps in an evening, going out in a bar. And I've heard people say that their men quite like smelling this on ladies. Like it's quite much more like sexier, fruitier version than the original. I guess hence the black, the choice of black in the bottle. So in 2016 they brought out Gucci Guilty Platinum. Again, different colour on the bottle. This one I would describe perhaps as a little bit more clinical than the original smell, but it's effectively the same. You've still got that lilac, patchouli, pink pepper. I'm not really sure that this was particularly necessary because it's just not that different, and I don't have a lot to say about this really. Like it's just like a slightly updated version of the original in a different colour bottle. Like I feel like perhaps they just sort of, I don't think they put much effort into this, and perhaps it was just, okay, let's change it a little bit, make it a silver bottle, and like perhaps we'll get a boost in sales rather than pushing the original. Like I don't really get it, sorry. So the final one is Gucci Guilty Absolute Parfum. Now what's a bit odd about this one is it comes in the same bottle as the male Gucci Guilty does, but in a sort of raspberry, like dark pink colour. And so I don't understand why they didn't just put it in the normal bottle and make that raspberry pink, but anyway, I guess it's probably because the smell is very different to all the other Gucci Guilties for women, and probably has more in common with the male one. And I think that this is one of those fragrances that after a while, once it's all sort of settled, it could be, you could smell it and think that it was a man's perfume. So you've got rose in here and patchouli, but the main notes you get is like a woody note, like cypress tree, woody, think sort of yeah, Mediterranean wood. And then there's loads of blackberry in here as well. There's amber, there's vetiver, like very traditional male ingredients for male perfumes. And I think people really love this who like woody fragrances, because actually there are very few woody fragrances for women. You know, a lot of women who really want that woody smell end up going for male perfumes, so it kind of hits that niche of people that want the woody smell but they still want to keep it feminine. It's definitely not something that you would blind buy, you definitely need to taste it, but if you like something that sort of blackcurrant woody vibe, then definitely try it. It's very unusual, very different, quite niche for Gucci really. Like it's never going to be a really big seller, and I guess their original Gucci Guilty is still the best seller in the range. But yeah, so quite an odd range really, like some that are virtually the same and then some that are completely different to the original, and I'm sure they will bring out more and more versions of Gucci Guilty, but that's what the range looks like currently available in the UK. So let me know if you have any of these perfumes. I'd love to hear what you think about the range. But that's about it, so thanks so much for watching. I'll leave links below to my other perfume reviews, and do subscribe. I'd love to have you here in our little perfume community. But thanks so much for watching, and bye for now.